iFILM, London. iFILM, London.
I haven't seen him in that situation before, so it was kind of a shock. In sparring, this kid has never been down. I've never seen him in that sort of situation. In the amateurs, since he turned pro, so it's kind of a shock initially. So, you know, look, I have to see, I know what happened, we know what happened. It was doing a lot of things on characteristics of him, of himself, in terms of the way he was boxing tonight. You know, when you want something so bad, I think that's basically what got him. He wanted this so bad that I believe he seized up and wasn't flowing like he should. And yeah, look, it's one of those. We'll have to go back to the drawing board and tighten things. Can you kiss over side, please?
Good morning.
You ain't get one.
Yeah.
It's so many times.
So basically, that's it. Yeah. Thank you. How was that?
11 o'clock.
Someone kick the plug out.
Get the plug out.
It's a plug in it, yeah.
Someone coming in, God bless you.
Press conference.
I can't bloody remember.
There you go.
Any more questions?
Derek, there seemed to be moments in the fight when you did have him under pressure in there. Did you feel that while the fight was going on?
You know, yeah, I felt it. You know, the first 2 rounds were like, you know, Dave was like very snappy. You know, he was like coming with big shots and stuff like that. And then Don said on the 3rd round, you know, step it up. So we started stepping it up. We started going, and then his jab wasn't snappy as he was in the first 2 rounds. And then, you know, I kind of just, as I say it again, you know, I just shut down on my defense and I got caught a lucky shot with a shot.
David, was that tougher than you expected? Yeah, it was tougher. But Adam's a perfectionist, and although I believed it would be easier than it was, I trained for it to be tough. You know, I trained for the best possible Derek to fight a guy who'd never shown up before. You know, and that guy turned up. You know, he put more pressure on me, and his defence was better in this fight than it's ever been before. And I'm glad that, you know, I didn't look at his prior performances and aim to fight that guy. You know, because he stepped up a level here. You know, he took some amazing shots. You know, he landed some good shots. He hit me with shots I didn't think he was able to do, and he did. He hit me some good shots. And when I was in there, it felt, you know, I could hear the crowd going mental. It felt like a great fight. It felt like it was both going, throwing power shots, throwing knockout punches from the first round, and that's what heavyweight boxing should be about. You know, I think this really put heavyweight boxing back on the map. You know, because you see these big super heavyweight guys with a big defensive, you know, just chucking a jab out occasionally and trying to nick around on points. And I think, you know, when you get guys who are similar in size, you know, who are willing to put it on the line and throw massive shots, it only helps the heavyweight division, and it only helps boxing. I'm just glad the event went as smoothly as it did. You know, all the negative press before the fight, you know, everyone can eat their words now, because I've never been part of an event that went as smoothly as this one did. Every single person who paid and watched this fight got their money's worth. Every single person. I heard nothing but praise for the whole event, and I just hope that, you know, the reporters reflect that in their writing tomorrow.
David, the first press conference here, I asked you both what you thought of each other, and that was before all of this.
Yeah.
Now, Derek, David, what do you think about another match?
After sharing the ring with Derek, you know, I've got a completely newfound respect for the man. I had respect for his boxing ability, but nowhere near I didn't believe he was as good as he could be tonight, and he raised his game. He said to me before it, he said, "You better bring it." And I'm thinking, yeah, all right, but yeah, I'm lucky I did. Otherwise, it could have went pear-shaped. If I'd have turned up in the shape that I was, say for John Maria's, there's a good chance I would have lost the fight because I wasn't prepared then. You know, I was too heavy then, and you know. But I'm glad that training went as smoothly as it did. Because if it hadn't done, if the preparations would have went like they went a year ago, you know, I can't guarantee I would have won the fight the way I did. You know, and I'm just very fortunate that things went great. And you know, in terms of Derek, you know, I think whatever beef I had towards him prior to the fight, you know, I believe that's squashed now from my side, and I hope it's vice versa.
Is that the same for you, Derek?
Yeah, it's the same, yeah. You know, now we can eat in the same restaurant. Now we can eat in the same restaurant, we go in the same clubs, you know, you know, at least, you know, it was a great fight. You know, everything is done now. Now I have to give him 20 G's.
Not me, you give it to charity.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 so you can give it to your charity anyway.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, bro. David, is that the flame reignited in you now? You almost regret being out of the
David, what's up, man?
Good.
I'm good. Look at this fight. I promise you, I will destroy Vitaly Klitschko in September. And after this fight, we can make now the contract for you and for me. I want to fight you.
Fighting who?
I fight Vitaly Klitschko.
Manuel Char.
Hey, brother.
Beat Vitaly, then me and you.
I beat Vitaly.
Good luck.
My heart is where it was Allah, you know. I have heart, I have the fist, I have intelligence. And after this fight, I hope you can fight.
Good luck. Good luck. I wish you luck.
Good job, there boy. Good job. Good luck. We see you, bro. Adam, you call you make the fight. David name is me.
Tell us why you wore trainers, honey.
Yeah, because you know, the last time round when I fought Vladimir a year ago, I wear boxing boots and it was raining, and it all got messy down there. So this time round I didn't want to leave anything to chance, and I had 2 different sets of footwear. If it was dry, I'd have wore one. If it was wet, like it was, I changed into the ones that I wore, and it worked out fine. I wasn't losing any, I wasn't slipping around anywhere, and you know, it was just a precautionary measure.
David,
Where do you go from here?
I go to probably a club and do some drinking.
People are obviously lining up to fight you there, as we've seen. I mean, has that reignited the fire, and can you see more than just one more fight?
I don't know. I've got to sit back. I don't want to make any. Obviously, I'm all pumped up now, so I don't want to make any rash decisions. You know, obviously, I've been the heavyweight champion of the world. I'd like to regain that title or another heavyweight championship of the world. If it's meant to be, if Vitaly Klitschko beats this gentleman over here, then I'd love to challenge. I'd love to challenge him. I'd love to challenge him for his title. If not, then it wasn't meant to be. But you know, if this was my last performance, you know, I could say I went out with a bang. I went out with a great performance, and everybody in the arena was happy.
David, how 4 days ago, we talked to Vitaly Klitschko in Germany, in Hamburg, and he showed, first of all, David Haye winning against Derek, and then we're looking, you can call. Do you have his phone number? I promise you, I will destroy Vitaly. I will destroy Vitaly. And the fight comes, David Haye with Manuel Chao. You will see the fight. Manuel Chao also wants with the fight scene. David Haye with Manuel Chao. Vitaly's time is out. Vitaly's time is coming in September. You want only the fight, David Haye with me. But over to see, I'm the first Arabic heavyweight champion of the world to fight the best fighter from England. This is David Haye. You will see.
Taufik Belbouli was the first time round. Taufik Belbouli. Mistake.
Let's get back to these guys.
Pardon? What's the question?
Big mistake, my friend.
I'll give
Taufik Belbouli. Back in Morocco.
Adam Booth will
He
give.
was the first Arab world champion.
Press conference. Right, hang on, right, can we just stop? This is a press conference. Let the guys talk. The reporters to ask questions, because you know things get out of hand and we've seen it all the time.
I can't really give the guy any stick for typing up a press conference. Really. No, I've got to take it.
We relax.
We're all
Gentlemen here, no problem.
Everyone hold on to your tripod.
David,
Plastic ones today.
David, where would you rate that, the first knockdown punch?
To be honest, I can't remember. It's all a bit of a blur. You know, all I remember is being in a fight. When you're in fight mode, I can't. I've always been like I can't really recall. But maybe he hit me with some big shots. So that's probably why I can't remember. I just remember hitting him with a shot, and him coming back with a shot. You know, I remember normally when I hit people, they try to sort of either hit the floor or cover. He fired directly back, and I think he caught me with a shot. So yeah, I think I hit him with a big shot and he hit me one straight back, and I was kind of surprised, you know, that he did that. And so when it felt like he was going, I just had to be really careful to punch with him, but be careful not to get tagged myself, because he reminds me a bit like Nigel Benn. When Nigel Benn was hurt, that's when he was most dangerous, and that's what it felt like when I was in there.
Is that why you hesitated in the fourth as well?
Yeah, he was playing possum in the fourth, but he wasn't hurt in the fourth. I buzzed him a little bit, but he had his faculty. I could see it in his eyes. He wanted me to unload and punch myself out a bit, but I wasn't going to do that. As he showed at the end of the round, he pressed the end of that particular round well, finished the round good.
Derek, I think a lot of people would have been surprised by sort of the embrace at the end of the fight, with all the animosity leading up to it. Are we led to believe that there was some gamesmanship taking place?
No, it wasn't like that, you know what?
Would have been at the end of the fight.
I mean, a lot of people didn't expect such a warm embrace.
You know, at the end of the day, like, you know, that was, of course it's real. Look, they're sitting here, it's real. That was, that's what was always going to happen.
The animosity was fake.
The animosity was
Yeah, I mean, all of the build-up and the hype.
Fuck you, man. Put your tune out.
That was
Said to the center stand.
that was a fake fight. Next question. Any other questions?
Do you have any fears, David, seriously, that Vitaly Klitschko will never want to fight you after seeing it?
After a performance like that, you know, with him getting on in age, you know, if he was one of his advisors, you know, if he was someone who invested millions into him to become the mayor of Kiev, would you say get in there and fight David, or would you say okay, fight someone else with an unbeaten record? You know, like the gentleman who's scheduled to fight next. What would you do? I know what I'd do if I was one of his advisors. I'm a very dangerous fighter, someone who's proved his punching power against someone Derek pushed Vitaly to the wire in that fight. He won the last round. He really pressed it, and the whole idea of this fight was to get a measuring stick to show how I perform against the same opponent, and I think the point was proven today that I'm up there.
Derek said he thought you'd win that fight, David, if it happened. Would you be confident of going ahead?
I'd be very confident of beating Vitaly. You know, Adam's always liked Vitaly's style than my style, and I got a feeling maybe this performance was too good. Maybe it was maybe if I was to struggled on points, the fight would be made. But after a spectacular win, I'm not sure if K2 are in the business of having these fights.
I'm on next for you, Derek.
Alright.
What are you going to get back in the gym straight away? What would you like to do next?
I'm still in the box. I'm going to kick back for a bit, and then everybody will know soon anyway.
David, was it one of your best fights?
I've got to see it on video. I've got to replay it. Yes, a lot of people have said that they really enjoyed it. You know, everybody enjoyed that fight. Impact in the start. It was a good pace, lots of punches thrown. As I said, everything about it, the promotion, it was second to none. I've never been to a show. I was just fortunate to be in the ring at the time. I'm sure I'd have loved to have been in the crowd and watching it and being part of it. I'm just happy that the fight went smooth and we're both healthy and can both move on.
Would you be ready to fight Vitaly this year or?
No, not this year. I don't fight that regular. But he's fighting in September anyway, so I'm gonna go and chill on a bit. You saw what it was like in England. I'd love it in England. You saw what we brought for a non-world title fight here. That was a non-world title fight. How many other fighters in the world can generate that?
Promote it properly. That's a massive fight.
Yeah, it's huge.
Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, definitely.
Adam, do you think it was one of David's best performances?
We got hit, so he got hit. So no, probably one of his more entertaining. David's never been a left hooker either, so I'm pleased with the fact that he managed to land some decent left hooks. That was a plus. He shut down Derek the majority of the time. I noticed that they'd been working. They'd noticed that David shoulders right hand, so he changed the angle of his right hand when he was throwing it. So then David had to adapt to that. He just adapted to that, and I thought, great, okay, he's now in the group of where he's been, and he decided to have a punch out with him. So he's always prone to do that because he loves looking for the knockout, and that's what I don't enjoy sometimes.
Frank, with this being such a good fight and such positive for British boxing, do you think this has lifted the stigma a little bit from what happened in Munich?
I think it has. I mean, I think this is what it was always about. You know, they settled their differences in the ring. They don't need to tell me. You'll see what happened. You've all heard the guys speak. They are professional boxers, professional athletes. You know, as I said to you before, boxers more. You know, I go and see a football match. I see a guy knock somebody over, jump up. Sometimes they've got their heads on each other. They're butting each other. Referee pulls them. The referee pulls them apart. They're footballers. Boxers, you know, it's very good saying because you're a boxer you have to control yourself more. There are times with fighters, they're hardly charged athletes. There's a lot of, you know, I don't mean it in a derogatory way, a lot of machoism and so forth. And you know, things got stupid in Germany. That was nearly 6 months ago now. The border control dealt with it how they felt they should deal, how they felt it should be dealt with. And the bottom line was, we put this show together. Now, can you ask, you know, for all those people who sort of slagged it off, do they think that boxing suffered? I mean, was tonight a bad advert for boxing? I don't believe it was. Did they show sportsmanship? They did. Was the crowd which I'm interested in, were they entertained? They were absolutely entertained. It was a great night, a great show in London. It was a great advert for boxing. It was shown all around the world. You know, I don't think it gets better than that. I hope now that the whole incident regarding the border control, and I hope all this now is put behind all of us, and we can sit down and move forward together. But you know, the border control, from my point of view, you've got to understand, I have been, and I'm a big supporter of the British Boxing Border Control. I am very conscious of what's went on, and in my involvement in this, I didn't have to think long about it to become involved with this. It wasn't, as everybody thinks, a massive big financial exercise. It was a big gamble. You know, we may not have sold the tickets, we may not have had subscribers, so we've taken that risk. But for me, it was all about the border control and the small group of stewards who are so out of touch and handled all of this so badly from day one. From the president, chairman, and a couple of his sidekicks, the way they've handled this whole issue is ridiculous. They had an opportunity, if they wanted to ban Derek. If he was to be banned, he wasn't banned, and he certainly wasn't going to impose a self-imposed ban on himself. So here we are now. Great night. Everybody's happy. Fans are happy. Put it behind us. Move forward, and let's see some more good fights. You know, these guys are two superb heavyweights. I really do believe on tonight's performance, David can win the world title back. I am quite convinced about that. And I know this guy here, he's going to be in the mix again. He just needs to, I keep saying about a little bit more experience. He does need that bit more experience. Got knocked down, his heart in him got straight up. He didn't look to claim hold of David or anything, because that's the type of guy he is. He's a fighting man. He's got a future. You know, David, whether he fights again this year or next year, you know, from my point of view, he made me eat my words today, and certainly words in the past, and he proved to me he's a true fighting man. Showed a lot of grit in there tonight, and you know, I'll take my hat off to him.
Any damage, I believe, that was done in Munich with the altercation we had, I think is well and truly fixed now. I think, you know, people said it was a black eye for boxing. Well, everyone's eyes, the bags are gone from boxing's eyes now, and I think that anybody who's involved in this show, watched the show, was there in the crowd. I think everybody's happy, positive. Everyone's gone home happy with a smile on their face, and I think that's the bottom line about this event.
Frank, if David does get any more big fights, will you be assisting in his promotion?
I'm not his promoter. They've got their own company, HAYE.
What'd you say, David?
You've done a great job tonight. You never know.
Adam?
Never say never.
License to thrill and never say never. As Ian Fleming would say. Oh yeah, so these guys are, just so everybody knows, they have to do their drug tests, so within a certain time. Yeah, within a certain period, so they're off to do them now. Unless you've got any more questions, we'd like to wrap up and let them go off. I'm sure they want to get an early night back to bed. And, you know.